Hey, this is Von Diesel, and today I'm doing a quick video talking about a Ubisoft announcement and a video posted by IGN. So we found out that tomorrow at, I believe it's 11 Pacific time, they're going to be announcing a new Tom Clancy IP. This comes from the Ubisoft official channel. Shortly after that, or at the same time-ish, IGN posted some gameplay footage, and here's what we know, and then we'll speculate. So what we know is that this is a first-person shooter. It appears to be some type of PvP game. It is taking place in what appears to be downtown New York City in the Division universe. We've got Sarah signs, we've got all kinds of stuff that makes it pretty obvious that it's set in the Division. What we also see is at the very beginning of the clip, there is someone running away in front that appears to be something that looks like a Ghost Recon wolf kind of looking character, and in the bottom middle of the screen you see an icon that is the Ghost Recon Breakpoint wolf symbol. So that's all I'm going to say that we know. Now, what we can speculate on is that a game was rumored a few months ago called Battle Cat that was in development. That was a game that, a first person, I think it's a free to play game, PvP, that would involve a couple of the Division factions, the enemy factions, the Breakpoint Wolf faction or wolves, and the Splinter Cell Echelon agents as a faction. And it was going to be some type of PvP game. So that's what I'm assuming this is. I don't know. I speculated on this a bit and talked about it when those rumors came out. There's a part of me that says like, okay, what I'm bummed about is that this concept as a Division game, if this was the Shade Agents versus Black Tusk or Rikers or whatever, and there was some type of balanced class system, this would be really cool, and even honestly in ways more interesting than even what Breakpoint might be to me. But instead, someone in a corporate office was like, hey, the Division has done a great job of keeping all of the other kind of riffraff out of the IP. We've let Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six do all of this cross collaboration crap. They've done a pretty good job of keeping Division on its own, and that seems to officially be ending with whatever this is. I'll call it Battle Cat for now. I'm sure tomorrow we get the actual name. Now, in the big picture, I'm sure there's going to be people who are really excited about this. I believe there's people who still like Breakpoint. I won't comment on that because if you can't say anything nice, you shouldn't say anything at all. I just don't. What I said on Twitter to someone, I said, when I saw all of this new Division IP coming out, more Division 2 content, Heartland, this audiobook that just came out, another book is coming, the movie, another mobile game. At first, I saw all of those things as like, oh wow, they're continuing to invest in this IP. They're showing us like, hey, we love Division, we think Division's great, we're going to keep investing in it. And I would think that most people would hope that means like, oh, Division 3 one day, awesome. I'm going to be totally honest in that this right here, whatever this is, makes me think that this may be them doing a wholesale of the franchise and the IP, and then it's going to get shuttered. I am slowly starting to be concerned that them jamming Division into every single orifice that's available, and like, because with this game, if you're watching the footage, I'm willing to bet this was a Division game. that I'm willing to bet this was originally probably supposed to be shade agents versus enemy factions, and it was gonna be some kind of round-based Call of Duty-ish type of first-person shooter, which honestly sounds really interesting. That would be really cool. You would balance the classes in a way to have some of the gadgets and tools used by the enemy factions. There's so many enemy factions to choose from. Then on the agent side, you could do the same thing where you could have these factions and unlocks and customizations and all this stuff. I know there's people who like Breakpoint, and that's fine. I know obviously there's a ton of people who love Splinter Cell, but this just seems like such a, and I know I've made fun of this phrase before, but it feels like a slap in the face. I don't want to get too, waxing poetic here. We don't know what it is yet. I will try to wait until tomorrow for the reveal to make any more significant judgments or determinations on this. But this just seems like they could have kept it simple, stupid. Just make it a fun, fast-paced first-person game set in a universe that 20, 30 plus million people have enjoyed. But this is a different thing. This is, I've argued for a long time that the Division 1 and 2 are bad PvP games, are not competitive PvP games. Well, here it is. Here was the chance to say, yeah, we've never really focused on competition in Division 1 and 2, but here's the thing. Here's a more traditional competitive PvP first-person shooter that's set in that universe, that has those tools, that can even expand on that lore. But instead, someone was like, yeah, but instead of that really cool thing, let's put one of the, in my opinion, cringiest enemy factions in any of their titles, the Wolves. I think that it's just so forced about how badass they are, and then in game they take 2 headshots instead of 1, and they are dumb. Again, I will try not to say things if I can't say nice things. And then Splinter Cell, I mean, that's just another, unfortunately, I'm concerned that where this is going is this is turning into Division eventually getting Splinter Celled, where we don't see a Division 3 maybe ever, and instead we see whatever this is. So I don't know. I don't mean to be negative. I promise I'm not. This may turn out to be super cool. Maybe it's going to be like the best first-person shooter ever. But this also kind of looks like things that we've been seeing lately, where Ubisoft is, this looks like Call of Duty. This looks like 1,000 games I've seen before. And instead of, fan service, of giving players of these franchises things that they are actually asking for, instead of putting out a new Splinter Cell game, instead of truly dedicating themselves to making the Division franchise, the mainline games, everything they should be, and actually fulfilling all the plans that they had for the 2 games, they're doing this stuff. And I'm sure there's a spreadsheet and an analyst somewhere that's like, yeah, they're gonna love this. This game's probably gonna make them money, and it's just gonna continue this cycle of them not innovating, and instead them just kind of putting together concepts, jamming one of their IPs into it, and then hoping for the best. So I hope I'm wrong. But that's my thoughts on this video. Check me out on Twitter @BonDiesel. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BonDiesel. You can check out my podcast that's mostly about gaming, especially talks about Division and things like that. We'll definitely be covering this next week. It's the Echo Cast on YouTube, on every single podcast provider. That's what I have for this time. So until next time.